Today we're going to give you some hint on the homework 2, part 3 about this cross-dock and warehouse portion. Let's go over some of the basic. I know this one may be a little bit challenging, so I'll give you some hint. Let's quickly jot down some of the basic. First we do a source. So this is the source for a large truck to arrive. The large truck arrived based on uniform distribution. Let's use this. (160 minutes to 250 minutes). Basically. Alright. So and each truck arrives actually as worth of a truckload of outgoing. So here we're trying to do is we're bringing an entity called large truck. And after they unload, the entity, we call that entity fridge. The large truck we're going to use, don't have any, so we do this search by choosing some of the semi-truck. For example, this one looks good. Modified it. Maybe a little bit too big. Shrink it down to represent the large truck arrival. And the fridge also, we can choosing any of the refrigerator. Let's choose this one. Looking good. Then rotate, make it roughly the size, and then in order to simulate the unloading portion, I'm going to using a so-called separator. The separator actually give you, the cars going the one way, and I'm using a time path, for example, to link them up. And you say it's about 2 minutes travel time, so just you see some animation going on. And then this part in the parents nodes actually represent the large truck after unloading is leased. So I'm putting a sink over here, sink 4, a large truck. Okay, so again using transportation for about 5 minutes, it doesn't matter anymore. And here what we're trying to do is we're trying to separate, we call that separate unload portion. Actually here what we're trying to do is unload whatever the truck has. Before we do that, we need to set up a deliver size, which means it's a variable we're going to set up called, it's a property. We're going to set it as an integer. We call it deliver truck size. Initial equals to 0, it is just a regular number. Okay. Let's put it to 1, for example. Initially equals to 1. And then the model itself, we can see that now the delivered truck size becomes a parameter in the system. So we can change this to whatever delivered truck size we want. So for example, in the homework, we set it to 8. So we just temporarily set it to 8. And after we're going to make a batch, make a copy, and the entity type I'm going to use into entity fridge. So should be equals to this part should be equals to delivered truck size times 8. So each one incoming is 8 times of a delivered truck size. Alright, so now we have that. And also all the unloaded refrigerator now goes to be picked up by a delivered truck. So we need to simulate that. I'm using a combiner called crosstalk combiner. And the combiner, actually all the parts coming in from unloading from the large truck go to the member portion. Okay, and I'm going to add another source simulating the arrival of delivered truck. So this is source of delivery truck. Using another entity, we call it entity deliver. So this represents truck, so I'm going to download that also. Just pick a truck. Pick this one. Easy, fancy, and we can looking good. Download it. Rotate a little bit for the right orientation. Okay, and kind of shrink a little bit for our purpose. So this one is going to generate deliver truck. Okay, and then I'm going to send it over to the crosstalk loading. Question of this delivered truck generating source is I'm going to generate entity delivery, and I'm going to generate initially. So entity per arrival, I'm using 3, and then stopping criteria, I'm only generate 1 batch. So I'm generating 3 trucks, and I call it good. Just generate 1 time, and that's it. So just it's not every so often I generate delivered truck. Which means in the beginning of simulation I generate 3 delivered truck, and that's it. I'm going to prolong this a little bit so we can see that coming. And also I have to combine, and the combine size right here and batch capacity, what I'm trying to do is trying to say deliver truck size. So I'm going to each truck I can load this amount, deliver truck size amount, and onto it. And after it's unload, I'm putting a separator again, simulating the unload. Drop off for unload. Okay. Putting a time path right here. Just simulate, for example, 10 minutes deliver. We can do more, but this is what we plan on doing right now. So after the delivery truck pick up on the cross dock and go to this drop-off point and go through a separator. The truck gonna go some circle around, and then the parts are going to simulate it's been delivered. So I'm going to need a sink. Just using this. 5 minutes, so we can kind of see a little bit. 2 minutes, that's fine. So this is a sink. Delivered. Ship. Okay. And then there's a trick, and the delivery truck coming from here, pick up the parts, then drop off of this point, and then come back for a certain period of time. Well, in order to do that, I'm going to put a temporary transfer nodes right here, and then route these things. Okay, so this time pass, the simulated delivery truck comes back again for a certain period of time, and what I'm currently doing is about, let's see, travel time is about random, uniform distribution. That's about 40 minutes. Let's do that 40 minutes. Okay, 40 minutes coming back and then I'm going to use a time path again, send it back to the parent nodes of this loading truck. So it will come back to repeat up everything. So let's just save this. Load first now. Call homework 2 part 3 test 1. Okay. Let's see if it's working. So the delivery truck showed up, 3 of them to wait, and then the large truck leaving, and rest of the stuff coming back over, and the delivery truck started picking up. Okay, and these are the amount of refrigerators still waiting. I'm going to go a little bit faster. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Let's look at it again, double check. Entity per arrival 3, and in order to see how many truck is waiting here, I'm going to this is okay. Putting an animation over here. Let's call combine cross dock. See if it works. Okay, so here we're trying to do is we're trying to create some kind of transfer variation. Okay, now you kind of see the truck actually having different speeds, so you see it's 3 truck instead of a 1. And otherwise, if I'm using all constant, and then you will see it is a little bit, the 3 truck is overlapping to each other. If you're doing 3-dimensional, you see the 3 truck is going around and trying to pick it up stuff. So each time you have a refrigerator coming in, and this is the truck you start picking up and dropping off at this point. Again, this is a short part of the presentation, and I want you to see that is happening in here. So I'm going to temporarily stop, and I'm going to this next section, talking about a little bit more.